In this video, I'll add the seats to the cockpit and cabin. I'm going to use grabcad.com to find a seat. Didn't find a good airplane seat, so car seat was the best thing I could find, so we'll use that. Just you can download it. And move it from your downloads folder into where you have all your CATIA stuff. And it won't let us open it like that, so we're going to open up CATIA and just drag and drop it. And there it is. Now, as far as I can tell, there's no way to get this part into a different part. So we have our combined parts assembly, or our combined parts part, which has all of the rest of the parts in it, but we're going to have the seats separately, and each seat will have to be in its own part inside a product I'm going to call interior for the time being. Call it accommodations or something similar. So once it's in there, we're going to create a copy, paste, break link, one for the pilot, one for the co-pilot. You can move it into position before you create copies. Probably a good idea, so it'll at least have the correct orientation. I'm going to move it into position right after this. Okay, so since it's in an assembly, get to the assembly design workbench. You can manipulate the part using the manipulation tool. Click on the seat, and then you click this custom axis tool, and you should get one in the middle of the seat there. And you can rotate it however you like. You're going to rotate it about so it's parallel with the plane. You can use a combination of the constraint tools and the manipulation tool to get it where you want. I'm putting another body axis in this separate product for reference. And here I'm doing a different way of creating the co-pilot seat. I'm not sure if it's going to work out. Might want to stay tuned before you do that. Again, yeah, I just created the bottom half of the seat. Yeah, it's best probably just to get it in position first and create copies of it later. So here I'm just manipulating it to get it to an approximate location. And again, you can just create copies and paste them, break the links, and here I filled in the rest, change the colors, added a material. And now, the last thing I want to show about the seats is scaling them, so you can change their size using the affinity scaling, which is the little button in the right corner there. Usually it's underneath a different button, so you press the little drop down arrow. So I'm just scaling these to give a little more room to the passengers to get to the back. And it's a little tricky to find that in the tree the correct ones, so I'm trying to find it so it hides the original and just shows the new. We'll do the same thing for this seat on the starboard side. Affinity scale, press your element. You don't have to, okay, for the select the XY plane and the X-axis, You don't need to select an origin. Just select 85% scale. And I accidentally had the wrong direction, so press cancel and it undoes all your manipulations from the time that you open the tool. I'm going to spread those out, make sure that there's no obstructions with the structure. And I'm going to scale these down a little bit in the Y direction too. Well, the Y direction and the X direction are the opposite of what you might think. But that's how we create the seats.